Hey everybody, it's Brooke. Hey look, I've been jelly plating with alcohol inks. Okay then, the truth comes out. Yeah, okay, this is super fun. And who knew? I love alcohol inks anyway. And you can get some really pretty results on your jelly plate with your alcohol inks. Let me just grab these to show you. This is where we're hopefully headed. This is an old giant dictionary page. And look how pretty. You guys see the detail? And I pulled it with metallic paint. And I just think those are a little bit of fabulous. Yes, I do. And I like that the... if you can hear in the background, that would be fireworks. It is the 4th of July when I'm recording this. So happy birthday, America. Wow! The neighborhood's gone crazy. Anyway, I really like how you can see the dictionary text behind there a little bit because it's transparent, translucent. And so let's see what we can do. Oh, this is another one. Well, I'll show you all of them at the end. All right. So I've got a couple different things to print on. I have out some Martha Stewart metallic paint. Just big. Well, I like the color, but it's also pretty light colored, and I don't want to distract from the colors of the paint when we pull. And I have some Reese alcohol inks, a couple different colors of those. I have some Ranger and Tim Holtz alcohol inks. I like them both. I just happen to have different colors. I also have Susan Pickering pinatas, which are old alcohol inks. So I have several different brands, and I like them all. I have some metallic mixative from Tim Holtz, which I like to throw on there. And I pulled out this Deco Art Galaxy glitter paint, heavily loaded glitter acrylic. So I kind of thought that would be interesting to try pulling the alcohol inks with. Really big chunks of glitter in there, you guys. I thought that might be fun. But we have to open that, so I should do that right now. Okay. Don't look. I know this makes people unhappy and scared. I'll be okay, I promise. I'll be careful. Maybe. No, I will be. I have not used this, as you can see. But I have, a while ago, I ordered a whole bunch of different kinds of paints just to see how they would react on the jelly plate. So let's see. Let's see how this one does. All right, I'll put this away. Don't want to leave sharp things rolling around on the desk. I have out my little 5x5 jelly plate. It is called a student jelly plate. It's old. And the only thing I can tell that makes it a student is that it's thinner than regular jelly plates. It's fine. It was much less expensive. I don't know if they still make them, but it's great. And I will tell you, alcohol stains your jelly plate. This is clean, believe it or not. So if that bothers you, you probably don't want to try alcohol inks on your plate because I don't know if that'll ever come off. It works fine with paints and everything else. It's just as good as new, but it is pink and orange. So I do have some paper towel and some hand sanitizer, and I'll be cleaning in between pulls and whatnot, just so we don't muddy up the colors. I know, cleaning, not my deal when jelly plating, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So I watched Theresa Morgan, and I will link her down below, and she did some jelly plating with alcohol inks that I really liked. So I thought we would reinvent the wheel with Theresa Morgan. And is that her name? Yeah, that's her name. Pretty sure. She's cool. So what I am going to do is start out, I think, with some Reese turquoise. And I'm going to just put it down. And I am just using this plate because, honestly, even for me, I really don't want to stain my bigger plates and everything. Plus, the alcohol ink dries so quickly that I think it might be harder on a much bigger plate because you really wouldn't get it brayered out or anything else before it dried. And it's sticky. Alcohol ink is really sticky when you're brayering. So my plate, as you can see, is trying to escape. So it looks like I pulled quite a bit of the ink off there. If you can see, I brayered it one too many times. So I think I will go ahead and put in a darker shade of blue. And this is the Susan Pickering Pinata, and it's Sapphire. And I swear, you guys, I bet you this ink is 20 years old. Still love it. It was my first alcohol ink. Back in the first iteration of alcohol inks. So let's go ahead and spread that out. Now that's going to be all blotchy. Now I want more of this. Could give a mouse a muffin, for Pete's sake. We'll just put a little bit more of the Briareese down. I think it's turquoise, we said. So let's just see about that, and I'll stop brayering. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. It is splotchy. I could have put more ink on and gotten a more thorough layer, but I really have no desire to. You guys know I like the grungy kind of incomplete look. I prefer that most of the time. While we're waiting for that to get a little dry to the touch, I'm going to put some hand sanitizer on my paper towel. Can you believe I found hand sanitizer? I actually found 4 bottles of it and then paid through the nose, but it was for my jelly plate. Anything for my jelly plate. So I'm just cleaning the brayer off. You could certainly use just rubbing alcohol, baby wipes, vodka, whatever you have laying around. But I do find that cleaning your brayer off in between helps keep from really muddying it too much. The alcohol inks can get kind of wonky. So hopefully that'll help. Get some of that off there. Let that dry. That looks like it's pretty much dry to the touch. So let's grab a stencil. And let me see. Okay, let's use this little circly stencil because I like it. And I'm going to put that down lightly. Well, just put it down, I mean, whatever. I'm going to brayer over it lightly to make sure it gets stuck. I don't want to lift any of that alcohol ink. I'm just putting my head to the side to see if it's laying flat. I don't want to lift any more of the alcohol ink up. And then let's put down some Ranger Sunshine Yellow and see what we get here. This is the only tricky part, and it's really not that tricky. I'm doing it. How tricky can it be? You want to get just the right amount. Not so much that it bleeds under your stencil, but enough that you can brayer it out some. If it bleeds under your stencil, oh well. Make some marks in it. Do whatever. It's fine. It's, you know, it'll just look different than you wanted. I did lift up some blue in there. Again, don't care. I don't know if you can see because my plate is so stained at this point, but I can see that some lifted up, and I just splattered some more yellow on there and brayered. Let's go ahead and take this up and see what we got. Do we have dots or do we have splats? Oh, we got some dots. Cool. It did bleed a little bit in some places. Don't care. That'll be cool. I wish you could see it better. I'm sorry the plate's so stained. Believe it or not, I did clean it. This was as clean as it got. So I'm just going to let that dry some more. You do want to let it dry pretty thoroughly before you do a pickup print, because the alcohol ink, obviously, if it's not dry, will start mixing with whatever your paint you're using to pick it up, and you don't get as cool an effect. Again, if it happens, not the end of the world. Just to look different than you planned. So hopefully I've gotten quite a bit off my brayer. You can see my brayer is also stained. My hands are stained. We won't talk about my clothing. It's okay. It's fun. It's all good. So that looks like it's getting there. Maybe I'll get Mark to fast forward in the drying sections. I don't want you to think I'm doing anything else to the plate though. So yeah, we're gonna get a little smearage, but I think you'll get the idea. So let's try this. Actually, no, this one. Let's use the Martha Stewart champagne, and it is champagne. And I actually found 2 of these. It's metallic champagne. I found 2 bottles of it, and they both are called champagne. The labels look different, and the colors are slightly different. So I don't know what that deal is, but I like them both. So cool. All right, I think we got the brayer pretty well cleaned off. So let's see if we can get this brayered out. We got a little smooching going, but that's okay. Take off some excess over here. All right, and you don't want to shilly-shally when you're pulling your print. So let's go ahead and just throw down a piece of copy paper and see what we get. And I've said it, now that I'm a jelly plate addict, it's always a surprise, especially because I'm trying to do this for you guys. You never know what's going to happen with your jelly plate. So give it a nice rub. I'm going to turn it over. That looks like it should be pretty. Oh, we got some running, but that's okay. Don't know what was running, but pull off the plastic. and start peeling back the plate. And I am still finding, thank you, Zandra, that pulling the plate off the paper gives you a cleaner pull. Ooh. Wow, we had a whole bunch of colors popping up, but how cool is that? Yes, thank you. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. You can see the metallic a little bit, and look at all those colors. You can see the stencil is very clear in some places, and some places it leaked, but look how cool it looks. It seeped under the stencil and just gave us more traditional alcohol ink blobs. But I obviously didn't do that great a job cleaning the Gelli plate beforehand because we still pulled up some pinks and some browns, which I'm perfectly okay with. So we'll put that right there, and I'll try cleaning the plate a little better. Shh. Let's see if we can do that. Don't tell on me. Don't tell the Gelli plating police. But how cool is that, right? Another really fun way to use alcohol inks and use your Gelli plate and get a totally different look. And I do love alcohol inks, but man, you use them 3 drops at a time. How long will those bottles last you? Forever? Do you need it forever? I'm having fun. It almost makes me want to buy a couple more colors because I don't have a ton of colors. Alright, let's see if we can get some of those colors off so we don't make mud that we don't like. We lucked out on this one and we got mud we did like. Okay. There we go. I know, still stained. Yeah. I think it is. Alright, so let's try something different this time. As long as we've got the pink and the reds going, why don't we go ahead and live with that? I better put some caps on here because I'm going to end up looking like I've been alcohol ink printing. Yeah. It's true. Alright, so let's go with some pink. Actually, let's go with pink and yellow. Let's do, this is the Brio Reese medium magenta. And we've got the sunshine again, the Ranger sunshine yellow. And we'll just throw some of that down. And we'll throw a little of this down. And I'm going to, oops, really sticky. I had no idea that alcohol inks were so sticky. So we'll go ahead and brayer the, really sticky. That could have been bad. We'll brayer that down. And I'm going to grab some bubble wrap. I have beautiful big bubble wrap from my friends Debbie and Deb. But because this plate is so small, I think we'll use small bubble wrap. And just like you do in paint, get some texture. Some of the paint from the bubble wrap is sticking. That's fine. It'll be cool. Look how neat that looks. So we'll let that dry for a second. And I'll just clean up a little bit while we're waiting. While you're waiting for it to dry, it's a good time to put some caps on. You know, clean your brayer a little bit. I have found that leaving the caps off really is looking for a big old mess. Really and truly. Ain't fibbing. So, oh, that one doesn't want to go on straight. There we go. Oh, no. Almost. Almost. Get on there, you. Alright, well that one's capped enough that I won't spill it. And I'll have to just address that later. Put the cap on. So that is pink and yellow. What if we put some red on top? Should we put some red through, see if we can get it through the stencil? Let's go ahead and clean our brayer. And this is my paper towel that has hand sanitizer on it. I couldn't believe my good fortune in finding hand sanitizer. We've had some liquid hand sanitizer like from the health food store that's basically just rubbing alcohol in a bottle, but I haven't seen the gel in a long time, so that was fun. I was more excited for my Gelli plate than for us, because the liquid stuff works fine for us. Alright, so hopefully that's got the majority of that out. Now let's find a stencil that we might want to use. Oh, these are fun. How about this guy? Alright, I think I like this one. So, again, I'm going to put that down. It's just about the right size for that. A little big, but that's okay. This is a home decor stencil. Give it a little roll. Make sure we got it down there. And let's grab our red alcohol ink. Wait, or is that? Oh, here it is. So this is the Ranger red. Who knows what color red? Why do they hide the colors? I don't know, you guys. It's red. See? Let's see. And we'll do the same thing. Again, try to not get so much that it seeps under the stencil, but enough that you're going to be able to roll it out through that stencil. Grab your brayer. I can see it seeping already. I think I put a little too much. But that is A-okay. And here's what we'll do. So we've got that brayered. Brayered? I don't know. Oh, looks like we did get kind of a cool pattern. Putting my stencil out of the way. I was going to say we could do some mark makings in it, but I don't think I want to mess with it. Because it looks like we got... Oh, you can't almost see it. Looks like we got a pretty good image there. You can use your mark making tools just like you do with paint. I was going to pull out my little texture comb thingies that I use all the time. And if we had a lot of seepage without much pattern, I was just going to go ahead and make a pattern with these in the excess ink. But I don't think I'm going to. I think we'll let that dry for a second. Oh, and you know what we should do on this one? Let's go ahead and take the mixative, and this is gold. There is a mixing ball in these, so you need to make sure you get it good and mixed up, and this is Tim Holtz. We can make a mark in this. So we'll just splatter a little bit of that on. Put that aside, and then grab these combs, as I said, and right here. Let's just, there we go. Catch that little blop of ink. That is technical talk, don't be scared. It's okay. And scratch those out a little bit. Use my paper towel and clean this off. A little bit anyway. Yeah, cleaning my jelly plating tools is not anything that I'm interested in. I just don't do it. I like the results that you get when everything is a little stained and grungy and you pick up stuff that you might have put on that plate a week ago. I just think that's so interesting. So the mixative takes a little longer to dry. So I'm just taking the time to clean my brayer off. I think this time, why don't we go ahead and try the Galaxy Glitter and see what that does when we pick it up. But I've been playing around with this for a day or so, and boy, can you get cool results. Really, depending on the colors and what you pull it with, and what you're putting it onto, it's so different. Everything just looks so different. It's cool. But I guess that's true with paint too, right? The vibrancy of the alcohol inks makes me happy. I think it's just so beautiful. And I'm used to it being kind of runny with traditional alcohol inks, you know, and tipping it and putting it on Yupo paper and that kind of thing. So this was a really different look, and I really like it. As I said, really different. So I'm just tightening up some caps here, nothing exciting. This is still not dry, I can see, but you know what I'll do? This is one that I pulled on black bond paper. Isn't that beautiful? This one actually ended up with some paint. I had some paint on the brayer, and so it's paint and alcohol ink. I love this one. I love how that one turned out. And again, this is the black bond paper available in my shop. Here's another one on the black. More paint. There was paint on the bubble wrap, and it all lifted off on the plate. But I was using pinks and reds and oranges there. And this was blues and greens, and the stencil, that one really bled under the stencil, a script stencil. But I still like how it looks. And I did this one on top of another print that I pulled. I like this part a lot. I'm not so crazy about the whole thing together, but I could probably cut this out and use it. And what else did I do with alcohol ink? I probably should have had that ready. Sorry, guys. These you saw last night if you were at Nikki's sale, Disorganized Crafter. I did those last night. and they make me happy. I love this one. Just love that. So those are some of the ones. Oh, and I did show you this one at the beginning, right? On the dictionary paper. I know I did. So that's all the, I mean, those are some pretty radically different looks you can get on with the alcohol inks. Oh, and then there was this one. What? I think I already showed you that one too. It's so funny. Oh, I did, because it bled under the stencil. So funny when you're recording, it's like, did I already say that? Even if it was 3 seconds ago. Did I say that already? Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to call this dry enough. And why don't we pull this one on dictionary paper, just for fun. So I'm shaking up our Galaxy Glitter paint. And again, it's Deco Art, Galaxy Glitter. Silver Moon. And there's some crazy stuff. I can see there's still a lot of glitter stuck on the bottom, and I want to get a good mix of different textures of glitter, because I know there are different sizes and stuff in here. And you don't need a ton on this tiny plate. And I think what this stuff is we'll put one little bit more on. It's clear acrylic. It's the acrylic paint without color. And then they just put a metric butt ton of glitter in. So it's really kind of cool. So I think that this is going to be interesting in terms of being able to see the alcohol ink more. And more. The glitter does stick pretty fast to the brayer. Can you see? The brayer is now art. So I'm going to give that a quick wipe before it gets glued on there for all of eternity. Nope, it's on there. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll flip this. Oh, let's use that side of the dictionary. I don't want that centipede because he's yucky. Go ahead and put that down. This particular 5x5 plate is certainly small enough to pick up and use like a rubber stamp, as you would a stamp. But I just, it doesn't matter. You can do it either way. But I'm going to give it a good rub. This paper is really vintage, so I don't want to leave it sitting on here too long. I don't want the paper to tear. But again, I'll take off that backing and start pulling the plate back. Ooh, I see some awfully vibrant color, you guys. Oh, with glitter and alcohol ink. Our pattern did not come out as well as I'd hoped, but holy cats. Look at that. I think I'm going to try to pull another one before it dries too much. That is so cool. So let's grab, let's use just plain white paper. I'll use the other side here. And let's see what we get with a ghost pull. Oh, I'm way down. Sorry. There we go. This paper is regular copy paper, a little sturdier than the dictionary paper. And we'll just give it a good rub, see if we can get some of those other bits off. So I think you're getting the idea at any rate. There are tons of things that you can do with alcohol inks on your jelly plate. And try anything. You guys, as long as it's not going to poke a hole in your plate, you're fine. Try whatever you want to try. Oh, this one might be even better. My goodness gracious. Look at that. All right. Ooh, look at the glitter. You guys can see that? Okay. So those are the two that we just got with using the Galaxy glitter and the pinks and the reds. You can see the stencil marks a little bit in this one. And it kind of seems like as it's drying a little bit, the marks are becoming a little clearer. And they look clearer in person than they do on the screen. But, oh, how about those colors? And obviously, again, I didn't clean my plate terribly well because we have some browns and things. But that's fine with me. I like it. I love it. And then there's this one that's much grungier, yet glittery, and just too much deliciousness to be stood. So there you go, you guys. There are all kinds of things. I could keep going. Well, since I'm a jelly plate addict, I could go forever. Probably will. But there are just so many things you can do with alcohol inks on your jelly plate. A new way to use a supply you probably already have. So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. It was super fun. If you're new, please, if you liked the video, you can click the thumbs down below for a like. You can subscribe. You can click the bell to get notified when I come on again. And if you really like the video, share it with a friend. I love you all. Thank you for watching. As always, stay well, stay safe, And if you can, stay home. I'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.